Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and also support my small business at latricelemonade.com. So the Russians have done it again, y'all. They've done it again. Oh, the bad Russians. Oh, pish posh. Right. So we have this story here where, and it's the headline reads, Nord Stream 1, why is Russia cutting gas supplies to Europe? Oh no, the Russians, man, they're terrible people. They're cutting the gas supplies to Europe. Oh my goodness, people are going to suffer. Oh, it's all at the hands of the Russians. So let's see what's going on with all of this. And let's try to, devour this a little bit, let's do a little something. So it says, what is Nord Stream 1 and how much gas does it supply? So this is first and foremost, okay? You're like, okay, we cutting gas. Russia's cutting gas. Well, let's figure out what this thing is, okay? And I actually have a really cool article that does it all for me, which is great. The Nord Stream 1 pipeline stretches 1,200 kilometers, which is 745 miles, under the Baltic Sea from the Russian coast near St. Petersburg to northeastern Germany. It opened in 2011 and can send a maximum of 170 cubic meters of gas per day from Russia to Germany. It is owned and operated by Nord Stream AG, whose majority shareholder is the Russian state-owned company Gazprom. All right. And I'm actually put up an image up here so you guys can see the pipeline. So you have Nord Stream 1, which is it's like a teal color. And then in the dotted line is the 2. Okay. So you get to see where it's coming from in Russia and where it's going in Germany. All right. So how has Russia cut supplies and how is it actually hurting Europe? All right. Because they're saying, okay, Russia, they cut supplies. They're trying to stick it to us. Right. Well, let's see what's going on. In May, Gazprom closed the Yamal gas pipeline, which runs through Belarus and Poland and delivers gas to Germany and other European nations. Then in mid-June, Gazprom cut gas deliveries through Nord Stream 1 by 75%. Woo! From 170 cubic meters a day to roughly 40. All right. So it says in early July, it shut down Nord Stream 1 for 10 days, citing that it was for maintenance work. Now, shortly after reopening, Gazprom has half the amount supplied to 20 cubic meters. When Russia announced its intention to restrict supply, within a day, it had pushed up the wholesale price of gas in Europe by 10%. Gas prices are now 450% higher than they were last year at the same exact time. It says the market is so tight at the moment that any disruption in supplies causes more hikes in the gas prices. All right. So this has happened. What has Europe done? All right. So it says ever since the outbreak of the war in Ukraine, obviously with Russia and Ukraine, Germany has been trying to get an alternative supply of gas. It's also buying 5 floating terminals to import liquefied natural gas from Qatar and the U.S. However, and I even heard the U.S. because Germany asked, hey, can we get some? The U.S. was like, new gas. Who this? Who? Huh? However, this will involve building new pipelines from the coast to the rest of the Germany, which will take several months. You cannot build up a dependence on Russian gas as Germany has done and change your sources of supply quickly, they say, quickly. So what can you do? It says Italy and Spain are trying to import new gas from Algeria. All right. Germany is also increasing its use of coal and extending the life of power stations, which have been planning to shut down. All right. So people are trying to figure out, okay, stuff hit the fan with Russia. What we doing? Okay, that's essentially what's happening. People are like, well, let's get some gas from over here. We get some gas from the U.S., even though they tried to deny some gas from them, but whatever. Let's get some gas from over here. I don't know what else we can do. What can we do? So people are like in the frantic. They're panicking because they're like, we need this. Okay, so here's the thing that I have. They said, so what are Germans doing? What are people doing? All right. So it says, as gas production from Russia's Gazprom slows, cities in Germany are switching to cold water in pools. turning off spotlights at public monuments, and banning mobile air conditioning units and fan heaters. Okay. They're saying take your cold showers and keep the lights off. Okay. So that's really what's going on. Now, with this, and to kind of bring it to what America could be doing and what we all really should be doing, there's a lot of different ways you can help with this. All right. If you need it for whatever you may need it for, so you have it for your cold water, taking shorter shower. I mean, this is something that's been said for years and years and years. Okay. It's just taking cold shower. One, you save water and obviously your natural gas. All right. You're saying if you have like lights on at a monument, turn them off. I know, for example, you look at some of these office buildings. One, if you could work from home, keep they butts at home. Less cars on the street, less money they got spent for gas, etc. Less wasting of resources for something that you could just do from your crib. All right. So we also have another thing. When you look at a lot of these office buildings, for example, one in particular. All right. So it's bright it's bright outside. Okay. It's very bright. Maybe it's 100 degrees, whatever, sunshine, and you're like, whoa, child. Okay. So you have these buildings where they have lights coming up. They're just on when it's extremely bright outside. Lights at the bottom, they're on, and it's extremely bright outside. Lights in covered garages, which they're all open though. They're open garages, but they're covered. So you're still getting light in, yet lights are still on. So this is just an entire waste that people are having just in general. Why don't you have automatic lights? Like if someone goes by, they turn on and not. And also they should be programmed for certain times of the day. Okay. If it's 7 a.m. to really in Texas, 7 a.m. to, even about 7 to, I would say, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. You don't need any of these extra lights on. There's no reason for it. Because it's so bright outside and it stays bright for a while, y'all. So different things like that, I completely understand. So like I said, like they're saying, hey, we gotta turn these lights off. We gotta do this. Even just some energy saving tips. Let's say you have a toaster, for example, and you're not using it. Unplug it. Even though it may add on, a little extra, some extra on the bill, maybe a couple cents, it's still saving. So that goes with, you're taking a shower. You know what I mean? If you can get out in 5 minutes, get out in 5 minutes. Don't be in there scrub-a-dub-a-dumbing, singing a song and dancing and doing a little twerking and all that. Don't be doing that for 10 minutes. Get in, get out. Let's go. Boom. All right. So that's what's going on, because they're like, man, we got this gas prices that's going on. Now we got to have our people, people need to start doing different things. That's essentially what's happening. And people are freaking out. Now, they say Russia was doing a scheduled maintenance. I think that's probably what it was. Now, you have other people who, anything Russian is bad to them, so they don't want to have anything to do with it. Fine, whatever. You're going to be entitled to your own opinion, but it is what it is. But if they're saying scheduled maintenance, I think that's probably what it was. Could I be wrong? Yeah, possibly. Could it have been that they're like, yeah, never gonna get them. Ha ha ha. Mwahaha. Let's turn it off. Yeah, sure. But that just also shows you that you should never put all your eggs into one basket. You should never be so reliant on one way to do things. Okay. You should always have other things to do. And also, how about wind energy? How about, hydro energy? There's a lot of different things that you could do. So I'm not sure why you're not trying. I mean, I get certain things. Yes, you need gas for 100%. I get that. I get you need natural gas for certain things. But yeah, I mean, cut costs when and wherever you can. And if it requires that, I don't know, y'all boil. Well, I guess you won't be able to boil some water. But if it requires that you guys just need to get in, get out the shower, have your lights, and you guys figure out like how you're going to get natural resources and where you're going to get it from. I mean, this also goes with the sanctions on Russia, y'all. This also goes on that, because this is my thing, and I was never a fan of putting sanctions onto Russia. All right, because people are like, man, but they started the war, and okay, well, let's talk about what America has done. Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about how we're bombing brown people, and it's not talking about that. We're talking about Russia though, and that's what I hear so often. It's like, yeah, whatever. Anyways, but I was just not a fan of doing that, because at the end of the day, the Russian citizens, a good chunk of them, do not want this. They just want to live. They just want to, enjoy life, do whatever they're doing. They don't want to have to be like, oh man, we're in war, y'all. Now we got people. They don't want that. They don't want that. And all you're doing is making it worse. As we seen, we had McDonald's, and then you got a McDonald's pop up after McDonald's. You got the McDonald's, you got the Burger Kings, and all them other places. They were like, yeah, we gotta leave because we're not for Russia anymore. And then even though we're losing some money over there, but we're not for Russia anymore. And all these other companies was like, okay, well, we got a McDonald's over here. Y'all want to eat over here? Yeah, sure, we'll just eat over here. I mean, you're doing this, and for what? Oh, well, because they're so bad, they're big and bad, and they're mean. But the citizens are the ones who are having the most they're the ones who's being impacted by this the most. And you guys are okay with that? I don't know. I'm not cool with that, because at the end of the day, you're not really getting the government. You're getting the people who had nothing to do with this, And for people who say, oh yeah, they did, they had everything to do with it because they're Russian, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in Afghanistan, did you, regular Joe, who never went to war or anything, did you have anything to do with that and what the politicians said? Well, no, I had nothing to do. So you can't flip flop. You know what I mean? So you can't be saying like, oh, well, they had it. And I don't know. I was just never a fan of that. And I've seen plenty of videos, especially some of the ones where they're like, when it just started, really, it was like the first week and a half, people were running to ATMs, and they were lowering the price of everything. They were going to the ATMs. It was lines upon lines upon lines. You had a whole bunch of places shutting down and all of this other stuff that's happening. And you got America over here that's like, yeah, let's give a couple billion, not even a couple, okay, a few tens billions, okay, let's give it to Ukraine. And yeah, and what they doing with that money? Oh, let's give them weapons. What they doing with them weapons, y'all? Let's be real. In my opinion, they lost. Okay, just, you lost. Let's keep it moving. All right. I'm not one of those people who's going to go and blame Russia for every single thing. I don't think that it should have ever gone to a war. But with all of the other little tidbits that I know, and including the Minsk agreements and all this other stuff that's going on, I see it. I don't agree, but I do see it, and that's how I like to think. I like to think about both sides of the stories, with everything that's going on. Because I don't want to ever be that person that's like, yeah, I'm on this side, and yeah, 100%, yeah. Because that's that crazy two-party crap that we got going on now. Democrat, anything you say is right. Republican, anything you say is wrong. Well, the Republicans are right on this issue, and the Democrat, it doesn't matter. It's coming from the wrong person, so I'm gonna just be wrong. I like to see both sides of the story. I want to see as much information as I can from X side, as much information as I can from Y side, compare and contrast, and then I like to see which one I pick after I do all of that, which I think most people should do. You shouldn't just look at one side and be like, well, I did look at both sides. Well, I read 20 pages on the side that I like, and I read half a paragraph on that side, but they wrong. Well, you didn't actually do any real research. You know what I mean? So, but that's my whole thing with it. I definitely never put all your eggs in one basket. But yeah, now they're gonna have to figure out some other things, because they think that pretty much is like a nefarious kind of action that they're doing. That's what Europe is thinking, especially Germany in particular. They're thinking, man, these Russians, they trying to mess us up and do all that. I don't know. It's a scheduled maintenance. It could obviously just not be that. It could be the complete opposite. That's completely that's understandable. That could be what that is. But they said it was scheduled maintenance. So I'm going to just go with that for now. And, I may change my opinion later on in the future. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. And until then.